Oh, I'm down by the Vietnam Memorial. See that wall over my head there? It's a big wall. It's about 10 feet high, but it's dug out of the ground, so you go almost underground to see it. And that's the Vietnam Memorial. You know, all the names of the 60,000 people, that died in Vietnam are on that wall. And people come down and they rub the names. I mean, they put a piece of paper on it and they rub the name, and they're able to take it home that this is their relative or friend or whatever name, on the Vietnam wall in Washington, D.C. So it's quite a thing. And maybe I'll get out of the sunlight there a little more. But what I want to talk about today is Biden's just going to throw more money. We can't even spend the money we have now. In other words, the last two stimulus packages, sure, the money went out for the IRS checks, most of it. They're still back. And don't forget, if you don't think you got it, you got to work at getting it. And it's going to take some effort on your part. So if you can't get help at the IRS, you call your elected official. And that's how you go. But besides the stimulus checks from the IRS, there's billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars in other programs that they haven't even started giving out yet, like the rent subsidies. Man, they haven't even started giving out the rent subsidies from the Trump program. Back in December, he gave out $25 billion in rent subsidies. Now, Biden's package that is out already has another $25 billion in rent and mortgage, and also real estate tax subsidies and insurance subsidies and all these kinds of things. And you got to beat on this to find it. It's not going to come easily. It's going to get easier as time goes by. As they figure out, hey, where this is going to be, and they set up a system, but it takes a while. And that's why if you tried before and couldn't get anything, particularly rent or mortgage and stuff like that, it's there. You just try again. So when people say, it's not there, man, you got to take that with a grain of salt and keep going. She'll never go out with me. You never know. You have to ask. So keep going. But more importantly, here's what Biden's new thing is, and he hopes to pay it with taxes too. So, and it's going to be another $2 trillion, and actually two packages of $2 trillion apiece. And this week in the White House is going to talk about it. Now, I think this is more important in a way, I think, than the last one. The last one was really, a sinking ship. I'm looking forward to making phone calls tomorrow. Good for you. That's the way to do it. You just call, baby, call. But it is, this new $1 trillion, I think, is more because it's investing in the long term. The other things that came out, paying rent, that's short-term trouble, So the sink is shipping. Now, you plug up the holes, and now you have to invest for the future. And that's what interests me about these programs. They're investing in the future of people. And that's where we are, because we're not factory-oriented anymore. People become the most important thing in us succeeding, I think, the knowledge and things like this. And also the care for people. So the program is more for providing care, providing in other words, there are going to be grants available for caring for children. There's going to be free pre-K. In other words, they have to pay, government pays for kindergarten, but 1 to 4, you got to pay yourself. Well, actually, they're looking in that this new one will pay for pre-K. And to me, that's the person who gets your child at 4 years old is more important for their development than some college professor by the time they're always 21 or whatever. That's when we're all developing, and to take care of that resource that we have in these young minds. So he looks at that. And then also for caring for seniors. Man, we got more and more seniors. I'm one! I feel more than one. And to care for people who can't anymore. And it's silly. You see the stories about how tough it is. And if we treat our loved ones that way is just shameful, I think. And then also people with disabilities. So there's going to be money for that, and then also money for job training. See, we're going to invest in infrastructure, start fixing up stuff that's all screwed up, whether it's roads, bridges, internet, because actually we don't need roads as much as we need internet. So we're going to put a bunch of money into that so people get good and fast internet, because that's where the future is. We have to invest in that future, not yesterday's. And that's what the new grants are all about. For home repair and seniors. Yes, I mean, it's for home repair, a good place to start is, if you remember, I'll send you that report on financial assistance in every state. We have mini grant reports that show you all the offices in your state that provide financial assistance to people who need it. But if you're not a member, and if you're a senior, you go to something called Elder Care Locator. Elder Care Locator. You go there, and there are people, you call them up, go on the internet, find out the phone number for the Elder Care Locator, and you get somebody locally who knows about those programs. Now, they may or may not know everything, and they may or may not have a program for you, but that's a place to start. All these things are just starting places, man. There's very little, magic website to give you that solves every problem. So you have to go, you have to call, you have to say, okay, you can't help me, where else can I go? Because they do this every day, so they're going to know other stuff. New specs. Actually, these are old specs. I used to have a lot like this. I used to have some artists, I used to get cheap glasses, then have some artists paint them. And I got those wire glasses were falling off all the time. So I dug these out. And they work. They're still. Everybody says, "Oh, you have to have a new prescription every 2 years." Well, apparently not me. This is probably 10 years old or more. This year. So all that career stuff. See, we have to have training, and that's why it's going to be big. And they're even going to give community college for free. Free community college. Doesn't matter how old you are or how much income you have. It's training for you to get a better job. And even go there now. Don't wait for that. If you're looking for a better job, you start with two places. One, your local community college, because you don't want to get, you either want a degree or don't. You want a degree, fine. Get the first 2 years there. You don't want a degree, you want a better job, fine. So find what they have that they're training, because what they're training for is needed. See, they get money to train people to supply jobs that are going begging, okay? So whether it's cybersecurity or being a massage therapist, is get a certificate of that, so you get a better start, in a new career somehow, and that's available. That's available now. But again, it all takes work, and they're going to take that, dump more money into that, to make sure more people take advantage. I'm going to have student loan they're talking about maybe not, or how much. I mean, what I see, the Democrats want $50,000 student loans, the others want $10,000. So there's maybe at that level. The other thing I saw, a senator from, there's only 2 senators in every state. So one of the senators from Hawaii has a wonderful website that talks about all these new programs. It's wonderful. I'm plagiarizing the hell out of that thing. See, nothing in the government is copyrighted. You could take anything from the government. Did you say disabilities? Yes. So they're going to do that. And if you remember, Ruth, I got a whole bunch of new reports on disabilities and services. And I think disability.gov is not a bad place to do. I'll start. Also, what's very good, every state has an office of disabilities. So start there. And when you're looking for help with disabilities, only go to .org or .gov. They're the people going to help you for free. Other people will really just, try to prey on your vulnerability and try to get money out of you one way or another. Maybe they're good, maybe they're bad, I don't know. But it's a risky game. So that's why until you know the landscape better, you only go to people that websites end in .org, O-R-G, or .gov, G-O-V. And do disabilities. And if you're a senior, again, that Elder Care Locator. And don't forget, if you go to 211.org or findhelp.org, you could put in disabilities where you are, and it'll give you all the nonprofits. Okay, so you know what to do, and say maybe you're looking for a car, and you have a handicap. Okay, and you look at all the organizations of disabilities and they don't sound car. They don't say cars. That's okay. That's okay. You have a great list. See, what you have now are people who are helping people with disabilities but not giving cars. And the way to use this, you have gold in your hands now, though. That is gold. Those names, those organizations are gold, even though they don't doing what you want, but they're the best that you could contact to find out who may have what you want. See, because they're in that business helping people with disabilities, okay? If there's anybody locally doing things with cars, they're gonna know about it before you or I or ever will, you know? So that's what you do. So you get, like I say, you get a coffee, you get your cup of coffee, you sit down with a magazine or a porn channel, whatever you're watching, and you start dialing for dollars, you know? That's what you do. And dial away and ask people, hey, this is what I'm looking for. Do you have any suggestions? And be nice, be human, don't be professional. Nobody wants to help a tight ass professional. Yeah, they want to help humans. So just be human, and you get more help being human than you do being professional. And be nice. And that's what it's all about. And call each one of those people. And that's why, you know, when I say when people looking for help paying some kind of bill, well, we have offices in every state that get funding every year to help people who have in financial trouble. Now, some have grants they give out directly, some don't. And they point you to other ways. See, they're the people you want. You want people who's been digging that ditch and knows all about it. You know, it's like the plumber. You could probably fix more things than in your toilet or bathroom or whatever, but it'll take 5 years of watching videos and $100 worth of tools that you have to buy and all that. It's easier to contact somebody who's fixed 100 of these, and they know all the answers, right? So that's what it is about looking for grants. You know, it's not the people who are hucksters like me. It's the people that are actually helping people every day with those problems. That's why I learn more from the members of Lesko Help than they're learning from me, because they're telling me what they're looking for. They tell me what they found, you know, and that is gold to me. And they're teaching me as much as maybe I'm teaching them. I'm just so happy that they're happy because they just give me wonderful reviews. And by the way, if I'm always looking for reviews so I can show other people that this stuff is real. So if you've used something, you know, a government program that helped you, or my work or whatever that helped you, if you go to LeskoHelp.com, LeskoHelp.com. On the top, I have a place you could click to leave a testimonial. And it's a little quick video you could do on your computer. And it's all set up. It's very magic. You just press a button and talk. So that would be very helpful to encourage other people to use these programs. I mean, I think to me, man, these are programs that we as a country are spending trillions of dollars on that can literally change people's lives. I mean, God, you know, you can only say that with cancer cures and stuff like that. But this is real stuff that has a real impact on people's lives that people have to know about because they all have access to them for any age, any income or whatever. Man, it is just astounding to me. I don't know how many other countries have. Well, I guess some of the Northern Europe countries, you know, we call them socialists. They're really just helping people. So now you're a socialist if you help somebody. You know? And it's, you know, good or bad, that's not my point. I don't care. You can get rid of them, fine. Then get rid of them. Yeah, but they're here. And they're here to solve problems, and people have problems. And the people with those problems should know about these programs. And that's my mission, you know, is to make sure the people who have the problem that we set up something to do it. Like if you were looking for an easy way to get from here to New York, and the government built a road to get there, well, why are you getting on a horse and going all the back trails to get to New York and take 5 days? You know, get in a goddamn car and go on the road. That's what the government built for you, to get up to New York quickly. You know, so that's what I see. It's just stuff that we as a society, through the so-called democracy, hi, Mimi, thanks. have decided to spend money on to help people. So it's not going to help anybody if they don't know about it. And what happens is most of the insiders find out first, and it's a long story, but now there's so much new stuff happening, more than ever in the history of the United States, and there's more coming out under this president. How big and how much and where, but keep an eye on this, okay? And I also have, if you, in the description, I put 3 websites. One is Lesko Help, that's the service, at $20 a month, and then the other is Lesko Reports. That's the mini grants for your state, and that's like $5.95, so that's even cheaper. Then I have a free site, so you could go there and get a whole bunch of free reports, people that will help you find things in your state, all the latest COVID grants. There's 20 or 30 programs, man, just started, and they're barely starting now, that are available to every income, every age, but it takes work on your part. You can't just skim the Google and hope that somebody's going to hit you between the eyes. Who's going to hit you between the eyes to make sure you don't pass them by? The people are going to get money from you because they have a motive, and they're the ones that Google concentrates on more because they pay Google money, okay? So that's why you have to do a lot of this work yourself. The stuff I give you is not the end all, it's the beginning all. It's the beginning of where to start. Otherwise, you're going to be going around in 100 circles on Google for the rest of your life and getting nowhere, and that's no fun. So what I do is narrow it down. Okay, here's the places. Here's the 5 women that may go out with you. Now you have to call them each and see. Okay, so I'll see you at the movies.